Amandla ayihlale phansi bamba umthetho comrades. Sisebenza ngexesha esilibolekiweyo. Over to you, Program Director. Ukhona uProgram Director walapha uzasinika ingxelo.
Molweni. This is a joyful day. So we must be glad and rejoice in it. This is the day. Now I'm Charmaine Williams. I'm just here trying to create a little program on behalf of the Sport, Recreation, Arts and Culture Directorate because we feel that we need to have at least an official welcome for our two citizens that have been awarded by our president. And we are really going to do a bit of a rundown through the program because we have got a little bit of a limit in time. But we want to acknowledge and say thank you to AXA Airports Company for allowing us this opportunity. It's the orders that have been bestowed upon the two citizens of Nelson Mandela Bay Municipality are the highest orders that any individual can achieve. And that's why it is bestowed by the Office of the Presidency.
But it has no money.
Straight to bring no friendship.
And yes, Mama Nomhle, though it has no money, it is an honor being appraised and recognized by the highest political office in government. And maybe after this award, the monies will flow in other forms, but I'm going to leave that for now. I think we are going to proceed with our program now, and we are going to call upon Mfundisi Mboya, who is going to officially do an opening prayer for this event.
Galako,
Scripture reference the book of Esther chapter 6, verse 3. What honor was given to him? What Esther is at was standard in verse start. When the rain the Odina Mordecai Sigekan Yoko. When the rain the Odina Mordecai Yoko. That's the question this afternoon that is asked in the Bible, whereby you're going to hear as the program goes on. Let us pray. Bowing where the Unguchik, Ungusmaka, the Nazareth Order, Yasebatejin, Ushukumitaba and Kanji, Ushukumunis, Nazi, Uwa, Umsamba, the Oxford, Ulatan, Up, Utijima, the Kamasto, Chico, Oinai, the Puru, Osage, Nababa Chamber Mahala, a Shuguma, Umatiba, Upapa, Missing like a cool, a Chivengayo, the metro, Silapa, Chico, Soman, the Wilbubi, so there's a park, Osage, touching down, Pambu Chico, Tatu 1B2, Chico Soman, the kind of Pulu, and democracy, sing I'm down, nothing on it. Ikahlala Chico Soman deceiver, izinto Nkosi kwindawo engasiyo yayo. Yaflathela ikhaya Chico kanzima. Kodwa uphuma kwayo Chico yaqala kubiyeke khona. Sibulela Chico manje uhulumende ucinga akhumbule into ayenzileyo abone senzelwa nalo qiyazana seqabakhe osedle kuyawadi nikweyo uhulumende sithe Nkosi Mzali nansi i-women's league nansi i-veterans nansi i-youth league apha kuzo o-councillors balapha thatha indawo bethixo noku-program director sizomamela sivuthini nangokrestu Nkosi. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you.
Nkosi, Mfundisi Boya. I'm standing here just as directing the program, but I feel very small and humble today because I am in the presence of great people that has made many sacrifices over years. So, on behalf of the city and our department, we want to acknowledge all the veterans that are here today. They know who they are, and I want to also at the same time acknowledge our portfolio councillor, Councillor Plakis. He is the de facto mayor today because mayor is not available. Our mayoral committee member responsible for sport, rec, arts and culture is not available. She's bereaved. And our executive director is also bereaved. She just buried her father. So, Councillor Plakis, it seems as if we are reliant on you today to steer the official proceedings on behalf of the city. I also want to acknowledge all other councillors that are present here today. I've seen Councillor Jodwana, the ward councillor for Ward 21. Without any further ado, I'm going to call upon our Councillor Plakis representing the city today to do the official welcome and to speak a few words of acknowledgement in terms of our two recipients here today. Over to you, Councillor.
Or let me take this opportunity to welcome everyone that is here, and most of all to welcome our honored guests that are here. We wouldn't have been here without you. If you did not do what you did, we wouldn't have been sitting here today doing what we're doing. And this that has happened here today has made history. And that is the history that we cannot deny. And by virtue of being born or being part of Nelson Mandela municipality, that's when the president decided to give the two of you these awards. If you were living somewhere else, you wouldn't have gotten these awards, because the blessing of Nelson Mandela came to you, Douglas Tyutyu, and said, let him have this award on my behalf. I'm saying this solely because if you look at our region, if you look at our municipality, it is where leaders are born. It is where leaders are made. Even if a leader is from somewhere else, they will come here to be schooled. So that is why we are saying we are a hub of leadership as Nelson Mandela. And we are also a hub of economic development for the entire Eastern Cape. If you look from here upwards and read what has happened, what did the leaders of today, the leaders of yesterday, the leaders of tomorrow will do, it will tell you it starts by us. So we are honored to have Umama, Notata, having been given these prestigious awards by our president. As a municipality, we pride ourselves with them. I believe we are sitting here, all of us today, because we know what did they do, what sacrifices have they made. Some of us, we will not even think twice to do those sacrifices. But they made it sure that they do those sacrifices, even if it meant leaving their families, even if it meant losing their lives. But they did take those strides. They did take those risks, not for their own benefit, but for the benefit of us all here. Now the President of the Republic, President Cyril Ramaphosa, the President of Utumamina, The president that will be a president after the 8th of May has made sure that he is giving them an honor, a recognition for their own works. To us, I believe, let us clap hands for that part. As a municipality, Nelson Mandela municipality, we do not have words to describe what has just happened, because each and everything that is happening, Tata, within our region, it's a milestone. Each and everything that is happening with us, it's a milestone. To tell you the truth, a president can never visit the same region twice in a week. 2 consecutive weeks, president is coming here. What is that telling you? It is telling you that as Nelson Mandela region, we matter. The only difference is that what are we doing about it? So as the municipality Nelson Mandela, as I have been sent here representing Mayor Yase Nelson Mandela, I am saying, Mama, welcome, you did us proud, and we are happy to have people like you, to be associated with people like you. Even if we were not known before, today we are known because of you. Because when you received it, it was said that you are coming from this region. Thank you again, Tata. I do not have much words to say to you, but to say thank you, thank you, thank you. The Nelson Mandela municipality welcomes you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor Plakis. I think that was well said on behalf of the city. A lot of us don't know a lot about the recipients except from what we have read. I think today there are 2 very nice articles in the Herald acknowledging Tata Tyutyu, and the other day as well there was for Mama Nomhle. So just to expand a little bit more and give a short tribute to each one of them, I'm going to call first and foremost on Ms. Palesa Khadi. Palesa, she's an arts and culture activist to start with. She is a seasoned arts and culture heritage practitioner in terms of being an official. And we found it fit that a person who has that kind of background and knowledge and have been in the arts and culture sector for a long time must be the person to give us a few words of tribute to Mama Nomhle. So over to you, Palesa.
Good afternoon, molweni kubantu abadala balapha. I-veterans zethu Ntate Tlo, umfundisi nosingayo uTata Tyutyu no Mama Nomhle kunye ne-councillors zethu zase Metro. Mna ke ndingupalisa Kadi, ndizalelwe apha eNew Bright elalinebomvu. I think a coincidence uba ndibe lapha at the same time kunye nalo mnyadala. Kodwa yona nto ibindizisa nam apha, the reason I'm here, I'm also doing my research on planning and architecture from VETS, the focus by, and then we are looking at red location and other reasons why our city is not developing. I see beautiful things in Gauteng, including the works and the manner in which our artists are honored out of our city, in the spaces where we are unable to see their greatness and where they are not belittled, where they are honored and given value for the work they can produce. We work with different people, with different talents, and what they contribute to social cohesion. But what's been outstanding insofar as Mama Nomhle is concerned is her contribution to when we grew up in New Brighton. Seeing one person on TV, the next Sunday or Saturday, you are going to see her at Mbizweni buying KK and queuing with you and you are able to talk and say your little hello as a little person. So we grew up like that, in knowing that in her, we can see what she's depicting as talent on TV, but you can touch blood and feel their pulse at any given point. And she's one of those whom you can always say something to. Unlike many other artists that we cannot attach to. But also an honor to Utata. It's been one of the most missing issues that we have seen insofar as Port Elizabeth is concerned. Nelson Mandela Bay and its offerings and many other things and opportunities, Brakusta, including these many writers, people producing content, writing about this city without its people. So it's always a pleasure to have people having hands up in saying that I am going to nominate Nomhle and see how far the presidency can honor what we know about her. Also, the issues that we've seen over time, I think I've been fortunate because Charmaine used to be my boss as an MMC when I first came to Port Elizabeth to work here after working in Robben Island. From school, I went to Robben Island and then collected the histories of former prisoners to consolidate the archive. After that, it was so difficult to come back home and see what else has been done insofar as heritage arts as it is being implemented. And when I arrived in the city, we found former Mayor Faku busy with red location, hands-on, facilitating, and the building was already up. And when that was opened, I thought, here is something better than Vilakazi in Soweto. Here is something better than the Apartheid Museum. Here is something equivalent to Robben Island because its people are going to live within the territory. Its people of red location, people of New Brighton are going to live within the area to tell their own stories. And unfortunately, at this time, there's a gap which is going to be filled, I believe. When we looked at how best Vilakazi and Soweto is performing, we saw that even when there's a strike in Soweto, even when there's a strike anywhere else close to Orlando Stadium or Mama Winnie Mandela's home or that Vilakazi street, no one touches Mbogoto and throws at any of those enterprises. And those enterprises, some of them are owned by the people in that street. And those are some of the ideals we thought that these will grow for areas like red location and how New Brighton can be the greatest township of all as we know it. We'll continue writing history because some of us are not tenderpreneurs. Some of us believe that in the stories, in the actions taken by our people, the generations to come need to be awarded by knowing through knowledge. This will be what Omam Nomhle and Tyutyu will be giving to us insofar as history is concerned. I am a full-time historian. I have left many other things people think are important so that we can be able to write our own histories, but also as the younger people in South Africa and in Port Elizabeth in particular, we can write our own histories. It does not need PhD and any education. And today, I'm also honored to be part of this history we are making today. We want to say to people of Nelson Mandela Bay, carry on honoring your own, carrying on working with your own in making sure that the generations that are able to derive benefit from all that is done by particularly government we are able to see all these benefits, and they may stay away from all the ill doings of making all people afraid in their own homes, but also believe that there's a future beyond elections because we have Ubuntu. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Palesa. Sometimes we wonder why we export certain of our products when they are needed here. But nevertheless, we don't want to stand in anybody's path of progression and development. Thank you for that. I think you've also touched on a few general things, but very important things for us to take note of. I'm then going to call upon the second person who is going to pay a short tribute to our